Okay, I've imported the SVG file into Easel. The first thing I like to do is check my material dimensions, X, Y, and the most important, Z. I will be doing a couple of through cuts on this project, and I want to make sure that my bit does go through the material. So I've increased my material that measured out at 0.49 to a 0.52. I've added 0.03 to the depth of cut. This will ensure that my bit does go completely through the material and it won't be all messed up. It's very important when you increase your Z depth to also go down and increase your tab height depth by an equal amount so that you still retain a safe tab height and it won't break through when you do the cut. This whale is the actual inlay piece. You need to highlight this and go up to shape. These position numbers here, write them down on a piece of paper because we're going to be using these again here shortly. You're going to highlight the whale, going to go up to apps, down to the inlay generator by Paul Kaplan, which is fantastic. I'm going to change my bit size to the 122 that it measured out to be, not the 125 that it said it was. I'm also going to change my tolerance to a 005. This is going to create a nice snug inlay, and that's a setting that I pretty much use all the time. It generates these two images here. This first one here is of course the inlay that goes into the pocket cut, and this is the pocket cut. Now we need to replace this pocket cut with this pocket cut. Highlight this one and we're going to delete it. Highlight the new one, go back up to shape. Now we're going to put in those numbers that we wrote down on the piece of paper. Okay. By doing that, now the new pocket cut is in the exact same position as the old one. Now it's changed the depth of cut for some reason, so we need to go back and put that back to what the depth we wanted it as. Okay, there we go. Now you're going to go back and make sure you've got your outlines and through cuts and depths all set as you want them to. We don't want to carve this when we carve the main piece, so we're going to set this to a 0 depth of cut. We're also going to pull this one down here. This one is just a glued on piece on top of the board, and we want to put that as a 0 cut also so that we don't cut that when we go to carve everything. Okay, I've got my bit set at a 0.122. My Z set, my depth of tabs cut set. Cut settings, I'm using a custom cut set on this one. I'm going to be using 80 inches per minute and a depth of pass of 0.06. See what the simulate says here. It says it's going to take about 16 minutes, and that's good. I hate waiting around watching this machine grind along. Now it did say there was one small problem where the bit wouldn't cut, and that's right in this area here at the tip of this wave. I don't see that's going to be a problem of anything. I'm just going to let it fly, and I think it'll turn out just fine. But that's the only little thing that it says it's going to not work out right. Alright, I think we're about all ready here. We'll go out into the shop, open this up on a laptop out there, and see if we can't make some sawdust. See you in a few minutes.